Back. It's a great day for this Thursday, and it's about time we find out what in the world's happening musically this weekend. That's why we call on the talents of Chad Taylor from band Bombshell to get us up to speed as what is happening with the local music scene.
I don't know. I was gone last week.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
No, I watched the video, though, and I distinctly heard Chad Taylor knows nothing, and nobody leapt to my defense.
I wasn't here, so I was on vacation, too.
I got you, Jason.
All right. But that was a personal thing.
Well, we did know from weeks past that you were helping to build a stage for the Hinterland Music Festival, and that's kind of the big news as far as music world is today. Everyone knows now that it's been moved, but are you part of still building a stage, just not on watery grounds?
No, I'm not doing that. No. But yes, it has moved. They were concerned about flooding or potential flooding at Waterworks Park because we've gotten a lot of rain lately, and of course right down there by the river. So they have moved it now. It's going to be at the Avenue of the Saints Amphitheater, which is in St. Charles, about 25 minutes south of town. I was going to say, how far is it? Okay,
about 25 minutes.
25 minutes. And the amphitheater itself is literally right off the highway. So once you get down to the exit, it's right there. You literally can't miss it. The amphitheater was something they started building about 2 years ago, and it's a really nice space down there now.
They've done a couple of things down there we've talked about on our program.
It's actually turned into a really nice space. It's just, it's not necessarily as convenient as being right downtown, but everything else is going to be exactly the same. If you can't make it down there, they are offering refunds. You can go to ticketfly.com and get refunds if you need them. Otherwise, everything else is going to be the same. They are automatically refunding all of your parking passes and camping vouchers. And then parking, of course, will be available there. There's a limited number of tent-only camping that's available on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're going down and you do want to camp, get down there early and snag your spot. Otherwise, the schedule stays the same. The performance lineup stays exactly the same. So get down there, just leave your house a little bit early and get down there and enjoy the show. It should still be a really good time. They've got about 2,000 tickets left for both days. So I'd say get down there and check it out anyway. If you want to go, tickets are going to be $75, I believe, for the 2 days, and they are still available at ticketfly.com. You can go to Iowa Hinterland and check out lineups and find out exactly who's playing when, get your kind of schedule planned. And they have updated the FAQ on the website to show all the new changes, so you can get all your questions answered as far as directions, as far as where to park, what time to show up, that kind of stuff. So they are making the transition as easy as possible.
So if you used to go up to Hilton, for example, to go to concerts, it's about the same distance but the opposite direction.
Precisely. Okay. Yeah. So, and it's a straight shot south, so it's not like it's hard to find either.
Okay. Perfect.
Do you think this is ruining chances of having another concert at Waterworks now that they've tried twice and both of them have not succeeded?
It's a legitimate concern. Because for two reasons. One, because obviously there's a safety issue of if the ground is too wet, things will sink, and right. Just if things are underwater, you can't be there at all with electronics and that kind of stuff. But beyond that, also Waterworks Park has to look at if it rained in the past week, for example, and you've got 8,000 people trampling over this grassy field, it's going to turn into a mud pit pretty quick, and that's going to have, then you're going to have to deal with, after the crowd is gone, you'll have to go ahead and resod and take care of all that work. So I think it's going to be something that events going in there are going to take a long and hard look at as to whether or not it's worth Waterworks' time and investment and money to kind of protect that area, and worth the potential of having to relocate, as like you said, two events have had to do now this year.
Yeah, it's not the first time that's happened. Remember, we used to have Summer Jam and Big Country Bash there, and we had the same thing happen to us, where the same situation presented itself.
Exactly.
So it's not a first time or second time occurrence.
No, even Laserfest started down there, and,
right.
and they had some issues with some of the mud as well. So it is something that I think is going to be a perennial problem. As to whether or not it actually deters people from booking there from here on out remains to be seen. I'm especially interested to see what Sam does next year with Hinterland, to see first of all if moving this location does cause a number of refunds to show up, and whether it keeps people who might have gotten day of tickets, if it deters them from going because of the extra distance or whatever else. We'll see how this affects the bottom line for Hinterland, and I think that'll go a long way towards determining for Sam if he wants to try it again down there, or if he wants to just stay down south maybe, or find a location closer to the city that's maybe in a little different area.
All right.
Okay.
So what else is going on beside that?
Moving on, the DMMC has a weekly or a yearly conference they do called Music University, which is usually held at Drake University. It's a series of, they have talks, symposiums. They'll bring in experts from out of town. They usually have a musical guest speaker for the keynote speaker. This year's keynote speaker will be Andrew W.K. He's performed in town a few times. That was kind of my reaction. I was like, oh. Okay.
Didn't know he did speaking.
Actually,
I knew he did singing, but
he actually worked for a couple of years as a motivational speaker. So
I can see that he's a high energy guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So he will be the keynote speaker. This is going to be kind of thing very similar to how they do 8035. That as the month rolls on now, they'll start kind of slowly teasing out additional speakers and who they're what the classes are going to be. Keep an eye on DesMoinesMC.com, which will show you all the specifics as far as what's going to be happening, when it's going to be happening, and also looking at additional, because they usually have shows before and after as well. For example, Andrew WK will be performing, I believe, after the night after at Vaudeville Muse as well. So they usually have a lot of musical events that are tied in downtown at like Gaslamp, Vaudeville Muse, that kind of place, and you can find that all at the website as well. Tickets are on sale. They'll run $35 in advance, or you can wait until the day of and get them at Drake University for $40. So a little bit of a savings there, and then you can also save some money if you're a DMMC member or a student, that sort of thing. So just contact the DMMC through their website, and they can get you the prices for that as well. Last thing to talk about, my radio show co-host and compatriot Joe Lawler, who writes for Juice Magazine. Juice turns 10 this year.
Really?
So the magazine's been around for 10 years, and so they're celebrating with an event. It's actually tomorrow, I believe. No, it's tonight down at the Basement Bar over at the Des Moines Social Club. Local group The Snacks are performing, and then they're actually going to have free snacks. So you can listen to snacks and eat snacks. It's a pretty good time. So yeah, it's kind of a nice thing. It's anytime, no matter whether it's a straight indie or it's got money behind it, or from a larger entity. Anytime an independent weekly magazine can last 10 years in a market this size is genuinely impressive. And actually, as Joe Lawler mentioned on our radio show on KFMG yesterday, Juice is actually the only publication of its kind that Gannett has started that is still running 10 years later. So that speaks to the level of support that he and that group has gotten from the Des Moines scene as far as advertisers and people reading and that sort of thing. So it is kind of a noteworthy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, stop on down tonight and check that out down at the Basement Bar.
And for people that might want to find Juice Magazine, where can you find it?
Juice Magazine's dmjuice.com. They've also got little stands all over the downtown area, and then just like City View, they're going to be in most of your like bars, stores, that kind of stuff. Generally speaking, anywhere you can find a City View, right next door you'll find a Juice.
There you go. And if people want more information on music going on in town, where do you suggest they go?
www.bandbombshell.com.
That'd be a good idea.